Welcome to Berto Plays Little Kitty Big City.
No, I'm just kidding. This is actually a Bowl of Thoughts Part 2.
Okay, question 1. What is your favorite art style, and would you like to repaint any toys with your art style? I don't know if my style of painting would actually look good on a toy, but I really want to learn how they cel shade toys. I'm sure you've seen it. It almost looks 2D, and I wonder if it has that same optical illusion in real life that it does in the photos. Earlier in my channel, I was planning on doing like a Spider-Man sculpture in a cel shaded style, but somewhere along the line I kind of forgot and didn't want to buy materials. That'll happen. What is your favorite and least favorite journal, and why? It's Journal 3 and Journal 3. How do you stay motivated to work on the same project for so long? Okay, there's a couple ways we can break down that question. Don't force yourself to work on a project you don't want to work on. It should almost feel like a moment of quiet and peace for yourself. But that only applies if it's like a fun hobby project for yourself. The other way to answer that question is if this is something that you really need to get done. The thing is, motivation doesn't exist here. Realistically, you're only going to have motivation when you first start the project. It's something new, you're having fun, all the happy chemicals are going off in your brain, but realistically, that's going to fade off pretty quick. What you'll need to do is set up a proper schedule. And there's a couple ways we can go about that. This works best if you have a physical calendar.
You know what? We're starting a phone company. That's the new business motto. We're going to call ourselves Cat Mobile. And we're going to be rich!
I'm sorry, what was I talking about? Oh, right, motivation. So go ahead and get yourself a physical calendar. And for this example, we're going to say it's going to be Fridays and we're doing a Journal 3 project. So on every Friday, mark down that you want to finish at least one page. That way you have an entire week to work on that one page. And then you can go ahead and cross it out once you reach that day. It'll feel like a little reward system. That way you actually have motivation to keep going to the next page. And that's one way to keep yourself accountable. Or you can go about it a different way. The way I'm doing it is I'm actually showing all my progress online. So now it becomes an online community holding me accountable. But if you don't want to go about that route, you can always have like a buddy system. Find someone else who's working on a major project or just a family member, and then have them check on you every once in a while just to see where you're at in the project. Because for me, sometimes I can just easily ignore my phone, but then T will actually tell me in person that I should go work on a journal page, seeing how it's been a couple days. Other than the zombie page, what other pages are you most excited for doing in Journal 3? So I was flipping through the official Journal 3, and I actually saw this one right here. It's the I'm Back page. And there was a certain style I was doing inside book 1 that I really want to try to attempt on this page right here, because I think I can get it to be all glowy and torn apart and all crusty looking. We'll definitely see though, because this is really far into the future. And of course there's other pages like the My Muse Was a Monster page, there's Ford's Wanted poster page, and then definitely there's going to be a certain level of satisfaction doing that final drawing. That campfire drawing at the very end of the journal. Yeah, that one. That one's going to be really nice. What inspires you to make Journal 3? You know, I'm not entirely sure. It's such a daring project because it has an absurd amount of pages in it. But when I actually sit down and think about it, book 1, 2, the remake of 2 and 3 has just about the same amount of pages as this one journal. So it's not like I haven't been able to do it before. This will just be the first time I do it in one big sitting. So I guess the best response I can give you is just, I want to see if I can do it. I understand it's going to be a really long project, and not every page is going to be the most popular page. But something about seeing a finished project just brings so much satisfaction. It's like a different level of dopamine that you get from when you first start that project, that first motivational kick, to when you finally finish it. What markers would you recommend for realism drawings? And what pens would you recommend for outlining? I haven't messed with any markers, that'll be new territory for me. However, if you do want to go the realism route, I recommend that you learn how to do oil paints. It's a bit of a learning curve, but you can get some really good oil paints for the cheap, and you can get some really beautiful realism drawings that way. And as far as outlining, realism doesn't have any outlines. You're going to have contrasting colors up against each other. That's how you're going to get that realism look. It's definitely not easy, and I'm not perfect at it either. And I wish I could show you one of my realism paintings, but it's a self-portrait. And I'm not really ready to show my face just yet. I understand eventually my face is going to get leaked, or I'm going to have to show myself. Hopefully I get to show myself on my own terms. Because if my face gets leaked, I really hope it's just not me eating a sandwich in a parking lot by myself. That's not the way to do it. Have you ever painted on clothes? And if you have, can you make a tutorial on it? No, I haven't painted on clothes just yet, but I did once try painting my shoes, The thing is, I didn't know there was specific paint you're supposed to use, like flexible paints, and I used acrylic paint on it, and it kind of cracked really bad after like the third step. And that was quite the heartbreak to watch it just crumble into pieces. And they got so nasty looking that I just ended up throwing them away. But in the future, if I ever decide to draw on clothing, then yeah, I'll make a tutorial on it. I want to try using bleach as like a medium. I've seen that. That's super cool looking. Or tie-dye. I think I could probably do that. Do you have another channel besides this one? I mean, technically no. Like, this is my main channel. This is where I'm putting all my stuff. But I did have one channel before this, where I was going to start a channel with a buddy. It was back in 2012-ish. It was going to be a gaming channel, and we recorded quite a few things. But I ended up deleting everything because when I was in college, we had to upload one of our skits that we made. And me not realizing I can just make another channel or put everything on private, I got worried about people finding out that I was making videos. So I deleted everything just to upload the one skit. So yeah, technically out there on YouTube, there's my old skit, and you can actually see me in the reflection of one of the scenes. It's really bad. The audio is really loud. You can barely hear the people talking. I think it's funny. It's a couple friends that I got together, and I was like, hey, I have an idea. I got to make this for school. And they're really awesome people, so they came and helped me out with it. Maybe in the future, I'll put a link to it. Maybe if I get like 1 million subscribers, right? We'll just put some fake number out there. But don't get your hopes up, because it's not good. My teacher called it such a train wreck that it's entertaining. And it's got all sorts of like copyrighted music in it, so not good. Not good at all. And you want to know the kicker? You want to know the real kicker of this whole thing? In the end, he decided that he didn't want us playing it from YouTube, that he wanted it on a flash drive. So I deleted everything for no reason. The channel was never going to kick off. I'll tell you that right now. Because my buddy went through a bunch of stuff and scheduling was just never going to happen. We could never get together to actually record anything. Plus, we didn't really know what to record. And we were just kind of copying every popular YouTuber at the time. So it was doomed to fail from the start. But man, do I wish I could see those videos again. I wonder if I have an old laptop that still has them. And recently I tried to reach out to him again to try to start another channel. I was going to have like a podcast type thing, but keeps dodging the question. Which is fair, you know, not everyone wants to be out there, so. But it would be cool. I'm just saying. What is your favorite ice cream? It's vanilla, okay? It's vanilla. It's the perfect flavor. It never fails. It's delicious every time. Wherever I go, it's going to be good, okay? It's vanilla. I don't need no cookies and cream, no pistachio. Sherbet's good, though. Sherbet's always good, but it's going to be vanilla. I don't like chocolate ice cream. It's too much chocolate. I stand by what I've said. It's okay to add chocolate to your vanilla ice cream, but vanilla should always be the base ice cream. You can always add other toppings on top of it, but you can't add chocolate on top of chocolate because now it's just too much chocolate and it ruins the whole experience. Like, have you ever tried adding gummy worms to chocolate ice cream? It doesn't work. It doesn't taste good. The flavors are too contradicting, but beautiful vanilla works with everything. Peanuts, brownies, gummies, sprinkles, caramel, fruit, you name it, it works. But can you say that about your favorite ice cream flavor? Probably not, unless it's vanilla. How are you doing today? It's a good day. It's pretty early in the morning, just collecting phones, having a pretty good time, honestly, just being a little cat. A little frustrating that the phones fell out, but pretty good at keeping my cool.
They won't stay in the pile. They just won't stay. They keep falling out every time. Collecting phones for what? For footage? Footage? I don't know why I'm doing. Oh, we'll just start a show. Call it Old Thoughts. Like until you're adding on more talk. Just me ignoring my journal when I should be working on it. Otherwise, I'd be done by now. 40 minutes. I've been collecting it for 40 minutes. You know how much 40 minutes is? That's half a page. I could have almost been done with the whole. Rude.
How are you doing today? What are your ideas for the Thievius Raccoonus? Also, a second question, do you like Sly Cooper, or was it just something you thought would be cool to do? No, I love Sly Cooper. It's like summoning childhood memories.
Sly! Sly!
So I ended up playing all the games 1, 2, 3, even the 4th one. Although I didn't really finish that one. Not because it was a bad game, but because I was playing it on PS Now, which is like a streaming service, and we kind of ran out of internet, so I just didn't finish it. But the first one I played at my cousin's house, which I stole from his house. Don't tell him that. I also stole his copy of Sonic Riders, which is a story for a different day. All you need to know is that I'm a really big Sly Cooper fan, which kind of bums me out because there's not much Sly Cooper content on YouTube. So almost 100% guaranteed remaking the Thievius Raccoonus is kind of doomed to fail. But I kind of like the idea of trying anyways, you know? Either way, I think it's going to be something really fun. The only tricky part is there's not too much information on the journal. There's a couple things here and there, you know, but ain't no way.
What's this phone you speak of? Never heard of this phone.
He wants me to get him a phone. You think he's gonna accept one of my stolen ones? Let me just go check with all my stolen stuff from my cousin. You know, I stole his memory card too because it was blue.
Mm-hmm.
God, no wonder he hated me. But to wrap up the story, yes, a really big Sly Cooper fan. And in some ways, it's going to be more trickier than the Journal 3. Mostly because I'm going to have to kind of make up a lot of the information. I'm sure there's some kind of community out there that has information on it. Probably pick their brain later. I don't know, I feel like if I keep mentioning it, like I'll somehow attract some of the Sly Cooper fans early, and maybe they have like the secrets of some of the pages. But I will give you this. You know how I'm doing that little Bill cipher thing? I was thinking of replacing that, but with a little clue bottle. I think that'll be really cool. Anyways, enjoy my first photo here. That's a keeper. You think he's buying it? I think he is.